Okay guys, what's up? This Pelican case just came in from the States to me over here in Europe from one of my friends. Basically, if I'm right, this should contain some really good tech just in time, because if you don't know, we are deploying our servers in a data center next week. You know, I've got servers over here. It's actually sitting on top of a Dell server right now. Probably not ideal. But anyways, all of my server components, the cool ones, you know, RAM, SSD, stuff like that, were stuck in the States for like 2 years, and finally he got them shipped over to me once they were finally released by the other data center. So hopefully it's what I think it is in here. Now, I did take a brief look just to make sure everything was okay, but I didn't really go through the stuff, so that's what we're doing in today's video. So let's see what we've got. Oh, that's already a good sign. Right off the top, we've got RAM here, and if you look here, these are actually 32 gigabyte DIMMs, Cisco branded, but that doesn't matter. And this appears to be, yep, 8 32 gig DIMMs, so this is a 256 gigabyte DDR4 kit, ECC registered for servers. So we're already off to a great start to use this. Again, I had to give him credit. The packing of this also came with a network switch and stuff. We'll show off in a different video. But the way it was packed was just awesome, so I gotta give him props. You know, he did me a huge solid with this. So far RAM, already a good sign, and we've got a new tray. And then, oh, more RAM. Oh, this needs to be open so you guys can actually see it. Do I have a, flathead. Not ideal, but good enough. This should be, if I remember correctly, this should be 4 sticks of DDR4 ECC registered server RAM. Oh, wow. You can barely see that. Yep, look at that. That is a, come on, focus please. That is a 64 gigabyte DDR4 2400 megahertz ECC registered DIMM. And what's cool is this is not an LR DIMM. This is a full ECC registered RDIMM. So that's great, not an LR DIMM. Look at the way the RAM is oriented. I've never seen it like that. Just, it almost looks like it's haphazardly put on there. That is so cool. Yeah, this is 64 gigs times 4, so that's another 256 gig kit. Now I will say, again, spoiler, because I took one thing out just to be sure. This is another kit of 64 gigabytes of DDR4 ECC registered. Now these are LR DIMMs, I believe, if I'm correct. But these are Samsung branded, unlike the SK Hynix ones, and these have a nice heat spreader on them. So you have two 256 gig kits for 512 gigabytes total, which is super cool. So let's move that over to the RAM pile and get back into the case. So what else do we have? Well, just some 1 gig SFPs that came with a different switch. These are great because I use fiber switches, or SFPs, so this just adapts it to copper, so it works with the normal copper connection for like out-of-band management. Then we've got, oh, now this is more like it. This is a bag of genuine, so not off-brand, Dell and Intel SFP Plus transceivers, if you can see those. These are 10 gigabit, not 25, unfortunately, but still works great. 10 gig connections are great, especially for like WAN connections where we go up to 10 gigabit for now, which is perfect. So yeah, bunch of those. There was like 2 bags of these. One was separate in the box, but yeah. Oh, now we're getting into the fun stuff though. Oh, there's a loose one. Probably my fault. So right here, spoiler, let's open one of these and see what we got. How do we open this actually? Normally there's a little cutout, but I'm not seeing it currently, so we're just gonna kind of do it that way. There we go. Yep, it's exactly what I think it is. This is a 1 terabyte PCIe. This is 3.0 because 2019, so obviously it's a KCM5 DR, or as it says, KCM5 drug. 960 gig. This is a 1 terabyte enterprise grade U.2 NVMe SSD, which would be great for our server. These are super reliable. These are brand new, actually. They're new old stock, so when I bought these, they had 0 power on hours and everything like that. Brand spanking new. And if I'm correct, I should have 10 of these in here. Yep, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 and 10. There we go. So that's 10 terabytes, roughly 9 terabytes usable. And then after a RAID, we'll probably put a RAID 5 or 6 on these, most likely a 6 to be safe, which will give us about 6 or 7 terabytes usable here. Okay. Oh, and there's more. Oh, here we go. Even more fun stuff. Again, this dude, gotta give him props, man. I hope he sees this video. If not, I'll send it to him. Great job packing on this, because what we have next... Oh, there's even more underneath. We've got an NVIDIA A2 graphics card. Now, I did show one of these off in a video recently, just very briefly, but I want to do more on it. PCIe 8X connection, 16 gigabytes of GDDR6, an Ampere generation graphics card, which is just an awesome little... Now, they have a low profile bracket as well, but this is the high profile version. Beautiful card, and it actually will end up in this server anyway, so we'll just throw that there for now. I didn't realize it kept going, because I was looking for one more thing, and I think... Oh, okay. So they're not in here. I'm expecting some more SSDs, but later. And then finally, the last thing. This is just an Intel X520DA2, I believe. Dual. Yeah. Doesn't say it, but made in 2015. Crazy. This is just an Intel dual 10 gigabit NIC, so we have PCIe 8X, 4X for each 10 gigabit connection, and then that makes 20 gigabits when you converge. It is a converged adapter, so you can easily bridge it or run LACP or whatever you need to run for redundancy and speed. Anyways, that's what we have in this Pelican case. So we'll end up using all these components in future upcoming videos. If you have any ideas, want to see anything, let me know. But hopefully there's a ton more hardware to unbox soon, and hope you guys kind of enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you again to my friend for sending this nice case over, which I will use to ship some of this stuff to the data center. And stay tuned, because next week we will be in the data center installing this stuff. Don't think we can film in there, but we'll definitely have a nice picture of the rack when it's done, and then do a bunch of content based on that. So hope to see you guys soon. Love you guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.